Okay, guys, as in last week, we started with the classes concept that belongs to OOPS concept. So we declare a class, we create a class, we access it in the main method. So, and we see that how the output, how these classes work together. Let's practice a little bit more. Today, we're gonna learn a function. As we have two types of function in Java, one is predefined function or methods that we can name it, and another is what user-defined method or functions. What are the difference? Let's see. One, we have method and methods, or we can name it function. So the name is function. We have two types. One is predefined, which is declared by who, or which is created by? Which is created by developer of Java. These are not changeable and these are created by them. So we can't modify these functions. These methods, one example we can take that will be system.out.println. It's a method that print a data on the screen for us. You can see that we wrote one line, we get the output, but actually behind the scene, they might write 50 to 60 line code so that they can display a data on the screen through system.out.println function or method. But when we have user-defined method, this will be created by us. It helps us to reuse our code. Now, what is method in Java? A method is a block of code or collection, we can say, or a statement, or a set of code. It's synonym. We can say also like that. It's a set of code that together perform a certain task or operation. It is used to achieve what? Reusability of code. We can do reusability with the help of method or functions. We write a method once, but we use it many times. Just with the writing of or calling of its name in public main method, we can use it many times. Now we will see the example directly in the Eclipse IDE so that you guys can differentiate it. Let's open Eclipse. I will go and take a new file inside OOPS package. So right click on OOPS package, new class. I will name it as a what? Let's name it display method. First of all, let's see a small basic program. I will click on finish. I told you that before we start with the OOPS concept, everything we have to write inside the body of the public static void main. This is the entry gate that we have to perform the task on inside this body. But as of now, we started with the classes, so we don't need to do that. We can create classes outside the public static void main and access only its object inside the main method. So let's create a class. I will name it, let's name it as a display. Okay, I name it the class display. So our next target will be what? To create what? To create a method that display. I'll comment line this. We are going to create a method or function that display data for us. How we will create this method? It has a little bit different syntax. We need to focus on some areas so that we achieve the goal that we want to create. But let's jump back to the pen and let's see the syntax of the declaring method. Now inside method, user defined method, it's again divided into many parts. But first of all, we will check our first step. First step is that we don't want any return type. So the signature of the function will be like this: public and suppose I will name it DISP display. I will open the bracket. I will close it right here. I will open the body and I will close the body. This is the syntax of what? Syntax of my user defined method that I want only display a hello or something else that I want to write inside that. So this is what we call, this is access specifier that later on we will study this access specifier inside encapsulation. Access specifier. This int is the return type of what? Or data, return type. This display is what? It is the method name or name of method. Name of method. In this bracket, as of now, it is empty. We don't have any parameters. But later on, we can declare a variable inside that, and that variable will be named as a what? Parameter list. If I use the words parameter, so you need to know that my aim is that area only, that you need to declare a variable in this area. This is the basic syntax or example of a user-defined function that we will create right in the class. So let's jump back to the Eclipse. Here's my mouse. Okay. Here it is. So now for creating that, let's make it public. So it's only display. So you can take int, but instead of int, I will take void as of now because I'm not returning any value right here. So for returning, for you're not returning any value, there's a keyword called void. You can take that. I will name the method or function as a DISP display. Open the bracket for that. Now it is very easy task. Inside that, let's use system dot out dot println. As of now, I will display the data. I will call inside the class of display outside the main method. Okay, what it says, let's check. The type display is already defined. Okay. Let's I guess we have display 3. Okay, yeah, display 3. So we change the name to display 3. Now, guys, for accessing this DISP method or function, how we will access it in main methods? I will ask randomly someone in the class. Okay. Let me check the participant list. Okay, Abdul Tawab. I will ask you, how can I access this DISP method, which I create inside display3 class. Inside what? Inside my main method. Can you tell me? Abdul Tawab. Did you got the question? Okay, no idea. Okay, let's ask. Let me select. Let's ask Fahim. Fahim, are you there? Extend the class. Extend it where, Fahim? From inheritance. But we didn't study inheritance, Fahim. So how could I use extend method? We didn't start it with the inheritance yet. Okay, let me ask someone else. Okay, Jamshed, I'm asking you, how can I access that DISP method inside my main method? Okay, no idea. Let me ask. Read what, Ahmad Samadi?
We can use the command read to.
Okay. We don't have any specific command by the name of read in Java.
No, the one we used previously to actually define it.
You near it little bit, but just first of all, clear it.
If you think like a string or something, use string.
No, just correct your statement. You're in the right way, but just correct your statement.
Okay, we have to use like main, probably like a.
Okay, what should I use inside main? How can I access this DISP method?
So we can
Uh-huh.
we can use the name of the class. Like
No, which class?
The class that we created in this.
Okay, you mean this display3?
That's the yeah.
Yeah, no. Oh, how? What should I call it? How could I create? Can you tell me? What should I do?
First, well, you can just write the display name. Whatever this display name is, it says display3.
Okay, let's take it.
We can just copy paste it probably.
Okay, next.
Okay, we can use read.
Okay, instead of read, can I change the read to any other alternative options?
Display.
Display. Yeah, you can use display, or instead, let's make it Ahmad, okay?
Okay.
So that confusion might resolved. Okay, next.
Okay, next is equal to read new.
Okay.
And then we can put the display name, open brackets, close brackets. Yes.
Thank you, Ahmad. Now let me ask Zakia. Excellent job, Ahmad. Now,
Zakia,
I'm asking you that we create display3, Ahmad new display3 again. What we call to this line? Actually, we did what? This Ahmad, which we write down here. This is a user defined. We can change it to any name. So we call this what?
We can call it a variable.
As of now, not. And I'm asking Zakia, Ahmad, you're done. Okay, Zakia, are you there? Excellent job, Zach. Yeah, we can call it an object. This is what we will be creating the object of the class that we want to access. It is data. Now we created the object of the display3 and its object name is Ahmad. So with the help of Ahmad, now I can access the DISP method. So how can I access that? First of all, I need to write Ahmad, the object or the name of the object of that class that which we create, put dot, and later on once you write on the dot, a pop-up screen will open for you and they will guide you or give you a hint that you have these methods. But at the top first list you can see that they will give you a hint that you have one user-defined method as well, so you can use that also. So if I use that, you can see that now with the help of one line, you can see that I can display that much big line inside my program. So I will run this. Now you can see that, guys, that it display for me inside the class of display outside the main method. Now the question might arise in your mind that, oh, this is also one line, this is also one line. What is the difference then? Let's create one another method as well, right? I will create one another method right here. Okay, public void show. I'll name it show. Right here, I will display a digit. And instead of writing this, let's make it value 6. Now, if I want to display that 6, I don't need to create anything else. Just call Ahmad dot show. Here it is. If I run this, you can see that inside the class of display, outside the main method, on new line, next line, we have value 6. You can see that how it is beautiful that with the writing of a 2 small line, I can access this much of code. This is the beauty of the OOPS concept that gives me this flexibility and this ability. Later on, I will divide these classes and I will write these classes in different files so that you will more understand that why we use these OOPS concept. Till this point, do we have any questions, guys? Any confusing point for you with the method? If we don't, so go ahead, type this.
Teacher Furqan, can you explain that the public void show and how you display on console the value 6?
Yeah.
Because I ran it, I didn't get it on the console.
Definitely, I will show you. First of all, guys, how Masood asked a question that how did you got these value on the console, because it's not inside the main method. Let me take the snapshot of this first of all so that I can explain there. Let me take whole code. Masood, I have created one display class, display3. This class didn't occupy any space on my computer RAM or memory. Inside that class, I created a map of what? One map that I have, its name is what? Only display. That I display, inside of that I have system.out.println that I just wrote something and want to display. And I have one another method. Its name is what? Show. Inside show, I only display what? 6 value. I wrote 6 value inside system.out.println, which is a predefined method. So these two methods are my user-defined methods. Now, these two user-defined methods, How can I access and run this program? I told you that in each time that you run a program, the compiler will first hit which area? This public static void main. First step of executing the program is always compiler comes into this position, this area, and enter this gate. This is the entry gate point. Once it entered this area, first of all, it encounters with what? It will face the display tree. Okay, compiler will ask, what is this display tree? Okay, compiler comes from the above, from the top of the program. So once it comes from the top of the program, they save the address of whatever data we declare, or they store it. Once it comes from there, it will say what? Okay, the display tree, go ahead and search for display tree. Compiler will search for display tree class. If they find a display tree class, okay, it's here, that's cool, save the address of display tree. Now we create the object of Ahmad. It is what actually? It is the connection point or connection bridge between this class, this is the main class, display method, and this is the user class, user defined class, display tree. These are two different classes. Actually, I wrote it in one file, but if we see it, it is totally different two files that we have. Now, the connection point between my display method class and display tree is what? Ahmad. So with the help of Ahmad, I connect these two classes. Now what should I do? Ahmad will do what? If I declare Ahmad, actually in computer RAM, Ahmad has the data of what? Has the data of DISP, ability to read the data of DISP, and the data of show, because this is the connection point. So later on, once I declared the object of display tree class, with the help of that object, now the connection is established. Now with the help of that connection bridge, I can access the data which is inside my display tree class. Now if I call Ahmad, or if I invoke Ahmad and I put dot DISP, compiler will do what? Compiler will go and find what is Ahmad. Ahmad is object of display tree. What is display tree? Display tree is a class. Okay, class name. Inside display tree, I have two methods. This DISP show. Okay, I call after the dot DISP. So it will do what? It will go from here to display tree. Inside display tree, it will search for DISP. Once it finds the DISP, so it will display whatever data inside the body of DISP on the console for me. Now next line, I called that Ahmad, again go to the display tree class and access the show data. So sorry. Now inside the show data, I have what? I have one system.out.println that written value 6. So in first line it display this line for me, and a new line it display value 6 for me on the console. Now is it clear, Masood?
Yes, it's clear now. I got it, where the display come from and show. But I don't know, it's too early or not. Is it okay if we know that, how we can use it in a real life, or when we can use it, or what kind of project we can face, or what kind of question, and somebody say, hey, go on. Is this something that we can search it in a database and see what Ahmad name has kind of information to pull up all information of Ahmad, or how we can use it in real life?
Okay, the usability or use case of these functions, Masood, are basically mostly you will see in development team. As of now, we are doing testing, so I'm explaining the concept for you because we are studying the language of Java. So I'm explaining the concept. Mostly you will see with the
concept,
development team, but and we will use it in our case once we started with the Selenium. You will see the use case, that how we will use these functions once we start with the Selenium.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir.
Yeah, you're most welcome. No worries. Just as of now, learn the concept. that I have this kind of concept that this is my function and now how can I access it through the main method. That's all. Okay, guys, go ahead, write it. Once you're done, please confirm it in the chat box. Okay, I have one done from Farid.
Hi, sir. Can you explain one more time how we create the package? Because I get show me display. I think I already have the hoops.
Okay. You want to create a package, a new package, or no? You have a package, but you want to create a file inside that.
Yeah, file inside that.
Okay. Let me take it in video. Okay, Sonia, do you have oops package?
Yes.
Okay, just click on that oops package. Once it's highlighted, so right click on that again.
Okay.
Now in here, you have a new option. So navigate to new option, and beside that new one, another pop-up screen will open so that you can find a class. Can you spot the class?
Yes, after the package.
Yeah, click on that.
Okay, I got now because I select the basic one.
It's okay, no worries. Now
Thank you,
can
sir.
you do it again?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Very much. Okay, guys. Zakia asked a question that why this Ahmad, which we name it as an object, why it is not a variable, why we can't call it variable. Zakia, conceptually, whenever we are defining or we are declaring a variable, the logic says that once you're declaring a variable, you need to give the data type for that variable. This is my variable, Ahmad. If I give some value as a 1. So this is called variable. Why it is variable? Because it is inside my main method. So it is life or it is activenesses between these opening curly bracket and closing curly bracket. You can see that I have a keyword of int with that. This is name and this is the value. But if you consider this part, in here, instead of that data type, I have the name of the class display3. 1 point. Second point, after the equality sign, I have a new keyword. New keyword refer to the what? To objects. Whenever you are using a new keyword with the name of with the class and that as of now we can name it basically a variable. Whenever you use a new class, so that variable name will change to object. So after that, you cannot call to that thing a variable. We have to call it as an object because we are accessing actually the data of the class with the help of that connection point or with the help of that object. That's why it's called object. Excellent job, Ahmad. Abdul. Now, did you got Zakia? You get job. Okay, guys, let's practice one another program. I will take a new file. I will name it calculator. Calculator. Oops. I'll check one of the public static void main. So now let's create a calculator class. So first of all, I will name it class calc. Next, I need to create what, guys? I need to create a two variable because I want to do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on variables on 2 values. So for taking those 2 values, I need to take what? I need to take 2 variable as well. So for taking those 2 variables and for performing these operations, how we will start? Let's see right in the class. So first of all, we need to do what? We have 2 ways. One way is that we can declare each variable inside their functions and we perform a specific task on top of that. Next is that we can do it. Instead, we can declare it right in the top of the class. Okay, first of all, int a, semicolon, int b, semicolon. Now int r, or we can name it as a result, semicolon. My next job is to do what, guys? After that, add an enter. So I will perform a specific task on the calculation of these values. How could I do that? I will do like this. I will add a value. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 5. First of all, we'll go with the static. Now I have what? I have methods like public void sum. Okay, with the sum, what should I do? I need to pass the result. Result will equal to A plus B, semicolon. Now, with the help of system dot out dot println, now I can do it. I can display the result. Addition of 2 digits are plus concatenate the result variable. This is my sum method. Same like that, I can take what? Public void subtraction method. With the subtraction method, just copy this. Control C. Paste right here. Just change the sign to minus, and instead of addition, let's call it subtraction. Subtraction of 2 digits are in the result. Now, for the addition, let me copy this. Control C, Control V, and one more for division. So let's change the name for multiplication. Let's change the sign to star. And then here we will name as a what? Multiplication. Let's change this name of sub to division, and let's change the sign to this and make this as a division. Now I will created what? 4 method or 4 function, sum, multiplication, addition, subtraction, and division. So in public static void main, what should I do? I will call their method one by one. But first of all, I need to create what? The object of a calc class. Calc show. I will name the object as a show equal to new calc, put a semicolon. Okay, I guess class name is different. So let me copy this. Instead, let me paste it as a calci. Now the error gone. Now with the help of show dot, I have what? Some show dot, I have what? Sub show dot, I have what? Mul for multiplication. Show dot, I have what? Division. These are the 4 functions for my calculator. You can see that how much list line of code I wrote for that performing 4 different tasks. I will save this and I will run it. If I run this, I'll say, okay. Now you can see that addition of 2 digits is 15, subtraction is 5, multiplication is 50, and division is 2. Now you can see that how many times that I want to use this function or these methods, I can use it. I don't need to create again and again these functions. Now, with the help of declaring these methods and function inside my class, external class, just I will call or invoke the name of that method with the help of object, so I can use that inside my main method. This was for calculator. Now, just do one thing. I will give you one assessment in the class, guys. Your task is just first of all, write this assessment. Later on, you need to do what? I will tell you after. Just first of all, write this. Once you're done, please confirm it also. We'll pause the recording for a minute. Okay, guys. Now I will give you one task in the class. You have to perform it in the class. So I'll ask some of you randomly. So for sharing their screens, I will check it in the class. And then at the end, I will do that also. So guys, the task is that whatever we did right here in static form, you need to do it in what? In dynamic form. Like suppose, instead of giving value 10, 5 to the Calci package, you need to do what? You need to take these value dynamically, means you need to use scanner class for that. Now, is it clear how you will do it? Instead of taking 10 and 5, I need you guys to take this value dynamically instead of putting it in as a static. You guys do this. Marina, you can start writing your code from here. Later on, you can do the task also. The task is clear, guys? Any question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. Go ahead and start writing the code.
Sir,
Guys, basically, I gave you the task that you need to perform the previous program in a dynamic way. So for creating in a dynamic way, so we need to take first of all a new file so that we have a different files for that. Class, I will name it as a dyno calculator calc. I'll make it public static void main. Click on finish. First of all, guys, I need what? I need a class to create my user-defined methods inside that. So for that, I will take. I will name it as a dyno calc. Okay. Next is to do what? To declare 2 variables with the third variable, which we can store the result inside that. Okay, first variable int num1 semicolon int num2 semicolon int result semicolon. Now with that, because we are doing dynamic programming, so we need to do also import the scanner class as well. So for that, scanner equal to, I will name it read new scanner system dot in. Now everything looks good. I can import the scanner class right here, or import, or instead I will leave it like this, java dot util dot scanner. The red line error are gone. Now my duty is to do it, to create my functions. For creating the functions, I need to do a public, the signature function, void sum. Inside sum, first of all, I will pass user-friendly message system.out.println. I will name it enter first value. Now I need to store it in num1. The data which is I'm still getting it from the console, so I need to store it inside num1 variable. Num1 equal to read dot next int. I call the method. I will go for the second one as well. System.out.println. Add a semicolon. Enter second value. Num2 equal to read dot next int. This is how I will read the data from the console. Same concept, but just the scenario is changed. Now I'm writing it inside my user-defined function, which is inside a different class. Now next job is to store the result of these two values inside what? Inside my result variable. Num1 plus num2. Add a semicolon. And again, you need to do what? You need to display it system.out.println. For displaying a result is what? Add a concatenation sign and pass the result variable. This is how do I supposed to create my user-defined function with the help of scanner class, which I want to do it fully dynamic. Now I'll copy this because I need 4 function like this. 3. Now it's cool. Now let's make this as a sub. Okay, first value, second value, let's change this to this minus. Let's make it mul. Let's change the value. Let's change the value to star. Now after that, I will do it. Let's make this as a div. Let's make this what? Slash division. So I will save this and I will do what? Now after that, I wrote this much of line of code. So my next target is to do what? To access these user-defined function inside my main method, because the entry gate is in public static void main. For accessing the above data, I need to do what? I need to create the object of that. For creating the object, so I need to copy the class name so that I don't face any spelling mistake. With that, let me scroll it down. Paste this. I will make it as a display or show. equal to new is this the semicolon. Now with the help of show dot sum. Guys, if I call only sum, so see, first of all, I only call sum. It will do it for me. I'll run the code. Let me proceed it. What it says? Unable to load the main class and module Java basic. Okay. That's a configuration. Dynamic RC. Okay. Wrong name. It says wrong name. Let me rename it. I'll make it one. I run this. It will say enter my first value. Okay, first value will be 10. Enter second value. Second value will be 12. The result is 20. You can see that I only run which method only. First of all, I run the sum method. But what if I call or if I invoke my second method, sum? So show dot sum. If I save this and run my program, now see guys. First of all, enter first value. I will enter 13. Enter second value. I will enter 10. Now the result is 23. Parallelly with the result, you can see that the screen prompt that it asked me again, enter the first value. Okay, I will enter 10, enter the second value. I will enter 5. That the result comes 5. Why? Because second time which I invoke the method, it's all about what? It's all about my subtraction. If you copy and do it for all of them, show dot mul. For mul, it will prompt you again, show dot diff. For division, it will prompt you again and again. Now you can see that with the help of these 4 lines, I wrote how many lines? I access that much data, which I wrote it above. You can check that how many lines of code I write in the above class and how many line of code I wrote to access those data. This is called optimization technique and affects also the performance and loading time whenever the programmers or developers start developing. This was all about what? This was all about, guys, my dynamic calculator. Hope you guys enjoy it and learn it. Now I'll stop the recording.